Hello and welcome back to the channel on our continuing voyage to become better blues players. My name's Mark and we're now going to start a series on blues improvisation. So this was the #1 thing that was requested by my Patreon supporters, so you have them to thank for this. We're going to do a series. We're going to go from absolute beginners who've never improvised blues before and take you right through to advanced players where you can improv in front of an audience, in fact play a whole set of improvised blues all night long. So that's what we're doing. As I say, it's a series of videos, so watch out, more videos are going to be coming on YouTube all the time as I build on this particular series. So we're going to start right at the beginning. And what is right at the beginning? It is being able to play in time and in tune. So that's, before we get anywhere with our improvisation, that's what we've got to master, playing in time and in tune. So in this lesson, this very first lesson, we're going to be using the A minor pentatonic scale. Now, I'm kind of assuming that you already know this, but in case you don't, A minor pentatonic is here and goes like this. But I'm kind of assuming that you already know that. I've covered this an awful lot on my channel. You can look this up on any number of YouTube videos. But that's the scale we're going to play because the backing track that we're going to be playing over is in the key of A minor. In fact, it's just a one chord static A minor vamp kind of thing, like just a riff in A minor that's going on. So we're going to use the A minor pentatonic scale to play over it. So there we go, we're halfway there, we're already in tune. Now we need to think about being in time. And the way we're in time is that you listen to the track and you tap your foot. Tap your foot in time with the backing track. So as the backing track's playing, you've got to be listening and playing in time and tapping your foot, tapping that foot, tap, 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 in time with the backing track. Now, obviously the backing track's not playing at the moment, but when it is, you'll see what I mean. If you can get that right and sync yourself into playing while at the same time thinking about what you're actually playing and playing the right notes, keeping your foot tapped in time with the backing track, then you're kind of halfway there already. So we're going to be playing in tune and in time. The tapping the foot is going to keep us in time, but we've got to be listening to the backing track and keep making sure that that foot stays in time. Now for playing in tune, well, I've already told you the scale. Now the reason why we use A minor pentatonic, or rather, we use pentatonic, minor pentatonic scales in blues so much, is that it's only 5 notes and basically it's the best 5 notes, okay? So every one of these notes is going to sound good, but some are going to sound better than others. So what I want you to focus on when you're playing is your root notes. So that is the notes of A. So you've got one here. That's 5th fret on the low E string. I'll be honest, I don't tend to use that one that much. I'm going to more focus on this one here, which is 7th fret of the D string. And then one right up the top here, which is 5th fret of the top E string. And those are the notes I'm going to focus more on playing. So I'm going to play those and kind of spend the most of my time resting on those particular notes. And then the other notes, I'm going to kind of dance around, but then come back and rest on those root notes. So again, that's 7th fret of the D string and 5th fret of the top E string. So I'm going to play lines that are kind of going to go like... So you notice when I'm playing licks like that, I'm spending most of my time on that 7th fret of the D string. It's my root note. That's where I'm going to spend most of my time. Now, the other thing to think about while you're doing this is you don't want to just play it straight. You want to give it a shake. If you play it straight like this, it's kind of pretty boring. But you give it a shake and it sounds interesting. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be focusing, as I said, on 3 things. #1, tapping our foot and playing those notes on the beat. Okay, don't just randomly tap your foot and play other stuff. The reason why we're tapping our foot is because that's the beat. That's where our notes are going to sound most right. Okay, so you're going to be focusing on the beat and playing on the beat. We're going to be focusing on the root note and giving it a shake when we sit on that root note for a while. Give it a shake, make it sound interesting. That root note's where we're going to spend most of our time. And the other thing that I want you to do is listen to the backing track. I've deliberately put this backing track together so that some bits go louder and some bits go quieter. Okay, so think about, be listening, be in time, but also be thinking about when it's going louder, you want to dig in and play a little bit more. When it's softer, you want to play a little bit less. Let the notes spread out a little bit. Play softer with the pick, that kind of stuff. So the reason I've done that is to test you to say, are you really listening to the backing track and able to react to what's going on? Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to see me kind of play my way through this, and then what we'll do is I'll come back on the other side, and then the video will end with the backing track so you can play over it yourself. Okay, so you're going to see me doing it first, and then it's your turn. So let's start, and I will get this backing track going. Okay, so there you heard me improvise, and you probably had a few mistakes and, things that, if I went back, I'd probably do a little bit better. But it doesn't matter, because this is just an exercise, and all we're focusing on is not playing too flashy, not playing over the top, just playing nice and simple, in time and in tune. Notice how much I was focusing on those root notes and just staying on there, playing along with the backing track, making sure I was in time and tapping your foot. So now it's your turn. I will now end this video with the backing track. So grab your guitar and remember those three things I want you to focus on. First of all, tapping your foot and making sure you're playing in time with the backing track. Secondly, focusing on those root notes, particularly 7th fret of the D string. That's where I like to sit. And when you sit on a root note, give it a little shake, make it sound quite nice. And then finally, the third thing is listen to the backing track. When it gets a bit louder, you can dig in a bit more. When it pulls back, you pull back and play a little bit softer. So that was the end of this lesson. Here's the backing track now. Come back next time, we'll build on this, and we're going to do something slightly different and start to make it sound interesting. So here's the backing track.